Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That was super weird what happened with the stream. YouTube just didn't want to work. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, we're here now. I had to do that on the fly. It was so weird. Some reason YouTube and Streamlabs was not connecting. So I had to like create a new stream on the fly. It's kind of weird. Hey, how's it going? Is there a fly in here? Gross. Hey, what's up? Hey. How's it going? Hope all is well. I hope everyone enjoyed their week. My week was fine. Nothing really to report. No big deal. Typical week. Same shit, different week, you know? Same shit, different day. What's up? Only? Only you can prevent forest fires. What's up? How's it going? Did you guys enjoy chapter 10 of RWBY volume 7 by any chance? Did you like it? Can you call me VV? Sure. Why not? From Las Vegas. Hey, what's up? Meh. I thought this chapter was better than the last chapter. I'll say that. We'll get into it. I'm not exactly sure still how I feel about this in terms of where it ranks so far this volume, but it was better than the last chapter, and it kind of sets things up for the end part of this volume. But we'll see what happens next chapter. But yeah, it was all right. But maybe after I go through this review, I have a better opinion on where this chapter stands. As of right now, I'll just say it was better than the last chapter. Hey, what's up? Hope all is well. Awesome, from the Netherlands. That's great. I'm happy you can make the stream. It was meh. 8 out of 10. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Pretty good score there. I haven't watched any of volume 10, chapter 10. You haven't watched any of volume 7, you mean, just the only scene. Well, if you're gonna watch any scene, the only scene is definitely a scene you need to peep because it was definitely an interesting moment for Robin. Worse than the pilot, meh with the fights. The only scene, yep. Good in a vacuum, but when weighed against the whole thing, it's kind of eh. I see. People are saying RWBY peaked this season. Who said that? Well, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I don't agree. Yeah, we'll get into this chapter and see like where this volume is going. I think I know where it's going, but we'll talk about that once we get into discussion. I wonder how many people are in here right now. Let's see, about 142. When Murder's stream gets going, it probably cut in half. But we'll see. Because I think Murder starts streaming in like less than an hour, so we'll see how many people will jump over. Maybe just listen to both streams at the same time. Who knows? What's up, Floof? What's up? All right, let's go ahead and get started on this discussion then. Might as well. Let's see. Alrighty, so if you guys are ready, we can get started. We're gonna start from the very beginning, like always. Let's see. Boom. So this is it, right? This is why they skipped over the riots and the earlier Grimm attack. This is it. They wanted to save the budget for this, so let's hope it's worth it. And let's take a look and see what they did. Because they've been saving up all the budget, all their time and resources for this conclusion. So let's see why they skipped over all the fun stuff this volume. Oh look, Atlas soldiers are actually killing Grimm for a change. Awesome. Usually when we watch Atlas soldiers, they're usually shooting nothing. So it's nice to see that they're actually killing Grimm and doing something. Because usually they don't actually show the soldiers actually shooting anything. So it's good to see that they're actually doing something. Because before I wasn't so sure. So the Grimm are running through a massive hole in the wall. You saw that in the last chapter, actually. Why is there a hole in the wall? They never actually tell us. For some reason, there's just a big hole in the wall. We didn't know how big the hole was until now, or until the last chapter. Until they fix the hole, there'll just be more Grimm pouring through. No wonder Robin was pissed. They really did nothing about this? I mean, this is horrible. How can you not fix the damn wall? They could have used like hard light dust or something, or at least increase security. I mean, this is ridiculous. No wonder Robin was pissed. Wow. I didn't comment on that last chapter, so I figured I'd talk about it now. The size of this hole is quite ridiculous. They definitely should have done something about this. But I don't know. Ironwood didn't think it was important, but he should have fixed it. In hindsight, Robin was right. This hole is ridiculous. They should have done something about this hole. It's ridiculous. So, because of the massive hole, let's see here. Our heroes have to deal with the Grimm. And we get some action, baby. Now, take a look at the top right corner here. I don't know if you saw that. Let me play it again. Just make sure you caught that. The huntresses ran off and left this woman and child to fend for themselves. What the hell was that? They just left them there. They're supposed to guide them to safety. They just ran off. It's so weird. Was that the only person who noticed that? They just ran off. Wait, here it is. Let me play it again. So they're fighting the Grimm up there. Then they run off and leave that family, that mom and child, there by themselves. Sheesh. Lucky for them, Nora was there to lay down the hammer. So we get to see our heroes in action. We get Blake using her semblance with dust, which was cool. We got Elm showcasing her ridiculous strength, and Yang using her sticky bombs. So all these action sequences I think are fine. They're solid action pieces. I'm good with all of this for the most part. Racist huntresses? I did not think about that. But it's funny how this ran off. I was like, I don't know what's going on there. They did not even try to guide them to safety. They just ran off. I thought that was interesting. Hey, Michael Smith is here. I thought you couldn't make the stream. Or maybe that was someone else. Yeah, so all these action sequences, especially Blake's with her dust, I thought was fine. I thought that was cool. Fighting the Grimm At this point, our heroes fighting the Grimm is not really compelling to me. It's not really that interesting. Because at no point do I actually believe that the Grimm are going to win or actually inflict any real type of damage. So it's really just fluff fighting. There's no real stakes with these Grimm fights, to be quite honest. But it was good to see our heroes in action, because we haven't seen them fighting or doing anything since the damn Aesop's chapter back in chapter 6, or I mean chapter 3, and the montage was back in chapter 5. So it's been a while since we've seen them in action. So it was good to see them doing something. But yeah, Grimm, the stakes in the Grimm fights are low. They're minimal. So this is just really just them showing off, showing off our hero skills and talents. But there's no real danger here, really, right? All right, let's move on. So I was good with this, but what I wasn't good with is freaking Weiss. Let me get rid of this. Weiss is annoying now, or she's been annoying for a while when it comes to the fights, but I'm really starting to hate Weiss's semblance, her summons, kind of, but really her summons. Like, seriously, she doesn't fight anymore. She just summons her damn knight and giggles. It's disappointing. Like, she does the same thing. This is the second time she used her knight or her semblance. She giggled like it's a big, like nothing going on. Weiss, this is a serious situation here. All right, this is serious. You can't just be giggling all the time and using your damn knight. You have to actually fight. Use your sword skills. Do something. Like, they're cutting corners on her fight sequences, and it's disappointing. As a Weiss fan, it's disappointing because I want to see Weiss fight and use her talents and skills, but they keep using the summons, and it's kind of boring, kind of lame, to be quite honest with you. I can't lie anymore. I can't lie about that. It's not a joking situation. She's giggling. Like, this is a serious situation here. All right, Grimm are everywhere. Get in the action. Do something. Stop relying on your damn summons all the damn time. Stop taking shortcuts with Weiss's action sequences, for crying out loud. Ay. But maybe that's just me. Let's move on from Weiss, I guess. Or is anyone else getting tired of Weiss not using her sword skills and always using her summons? It's kind of annoying. Let's see. She did more in the opening. No more Reaper. Yes. Okay. People agree. Weiss is becoming lazy. More like the animators are becoming lazy when it comes to her fights. They're not using her skills, which is one of the reasons why I fell in love with Weiss. I love Weiss's fight style, for her fighting style. I love it. And they're not really leaning into that anymore. So I don't know what to say about Weiss anymore, though. She's a great character, but her fights are now boring. When she's not using her semblance, she's losing 1v1. So, it's kind of a drag. All right, let's move on from Weiss with her giggling. She's a disappointment. All right, so the people of Mantle want to flee to Atlas. Makes sense. I have no problems with that. Here we have Robin and Ironwood broadcasting themselves live, holding hands. They tell the people of Mantle about Salem and her minions. Not sure why Watts didn't hack the broadcast. He should be able to do that, right? He pretty much has access to everything at this point. But I have a question for you guys. Robin is using her semblance here for the sake of whom? The people of Mantle? Oh, so they know her semblance? So literally everyone but our main cast of heroes knew what her semblance was. Oh boy. Oh my god. The way they use Robin this volume is so messy. So everyone knows her semblance. Everyone. Except Blake and Yang, because they didn't ask for some reason, even though they planned on ambushing her. And the rest of them. I'm assuming the rest of them didn't know either, in terms of our heroes. But everyone else knew. But no one bothered to ask what her semblance was. It's plot convenience, man. It's nothing but plain plot convenience. Now you can argue this really isn't a big deal, Vexed. At this point, who cares? But it just bothers me. Like, you don't have to use plot conveniences to that extreme to tell your story. Just find another way to do it. I know they wanted to keep that a surprise for Yang and Blake in that moment, but when you do that, you make the penny framing dumb, and you make the characters seem dumb for never inquiring about her semblance. There's other ways to go about it, alright? That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, everyone knows her semblance. It's everyone knows it. It's a cartoon. Vex, I wish she could have used her glyphs with her summons now. That would be cool. Yeah, it'd be better than just standing around and doing nothing and giggling while the freaking knight does all the work. Robin's semblance is only useful when it's plot relevant. I agree. I agree with you. Stupid for the sake of the plot, part 3. No, this is not worthy of a video for sure. But yeah, it is. This is like stupid for the sake of the plot, part 781, or something ridiculous like that, in terms of this show. But not for a video. No, that wouldn't be fun. Don't like Robin. Only these characters are so dynamic and well written. So says Barb. More brain damage than some characters like that I've seen with actual brain damage. Yikes. 487. Yeah, it's weird. Like, you don't have to write. It's almost like they have these set pieces in their mind. They have these scenes depicted in their mind, and then they write around it and try to make it work, rather than just thinking about it. I don't know. Who knows what happens in the writing room? But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, Robin is so messy. Now let's look at my man Vine here. Vine is OP. Look at this. Look at it. Damn. This shit is ridiculous. He's OP. Look how strong he is. He's freaking clearing the damn street completely of all the Grimm with no problems whatsoever. The man is OP like crazy. Look at that. That's crazy to me. All right, so the next after Vine does his little OP maneuver here, we have John trying to get the people in line here.
Single file line. Place a hand on the shoulder in front of you. Eyes forward. Show them how it's done, kids.
Now, moving a single file line to where? Where are they going? He didn't tell them to go anywhere. Let me play this again. He didn't tell them to go anywhere.
Single file line. Place a hand on the shoulder in front of you. Eyes forward. Show them how it's done, kids.
I think it's a good callback to his morning school route job. I like that. I like that they pulled back from that, or they pulled from that. But he didn't tell them to go anywhere. So I guess we can assume they're heading toward the nearest shelter. But I just thought it was funny how he didn't say where to go. I hope that place is right around the corner though. That's a long way to march in a single file line. I hope the place they're going is right around the corner. That's just maybe that's just me, but it's kind of slow walk there. This episode was shameful. That's not nice. Cringe. No, I like that they pull back to that. I like how they they push that forward. The whole morning school route thing. That's fine. You can even argue it's cute, right? It's just kind of whatever, But it's not bad. I just thought it was funny that he didn't tell them where to go. He said, single file line, move. But no big deal, I guess. Just thought that was funny. All right, what's next here on the docket? I think it's the trap.
I'm withdrawing all defenses from Amity in order to assist with repelling the Grimm in Mantle.
Okay, so when I heard that, it was obvious to me that Ironwood is trying to lure Weiss and Tyrian to the Amity Coliseum. Weiss falling for this is kind of dumb. A smart man like him should have assumed there'd be a trap, or some kind of, or like Atlas security there, or something waiting for him if he went alone. So I'm not sure why he just didn't catch. I mean, it was obvious to the viewers that that's what they were doing. I'll ask you guys: did you guys realize that Ironwood was trying to set him up? Because if it's that obvious to us, it should be obvious to a smart character like Weiss that Ironwood is trying to. Why announce that no one is? He told the whole entire. He told all of Mantle that there was no security there, and they were pulling security out of there. So it's clear to me that they're setting him up. He was trying to set up Weiss, but Weiss didn't catch on to it. Did everyone else realize that's what he was doing? Just to make sure. I want to make sure. Yes. Oh, fully. Should be. Yes. I didn't. Okay. Fair enough. Honestly, no. Okay. But see, what happens later is a dead giveaway, but I'll talk about it in a second. But it was obvious to me that he was trying to get them there. Because remember, in the previous chapter, Ironwood said, when he said, what are we going to do about Weiss and Tyrian? He's like, just leave them to me. So his plan was to confront them from the very beginning. That was his plan. His plan was to confront them. So how do you do that? You lure them in. So I saw that coming miles away. Be careful, it's a trap, yeah. I thought that was interesting choice. So next we have a very interesting line from our good buddy here, Tyrian.
I fully support General Ironwood's plan.
The Grimm should have destroyed our enemies, not made them friends!
Wait.
The Grimm should have destroyed our enemies, not make them friends. Kiersey, which one of you wrote that line? I need to know which one of them wrote that line. First of all, it's corny. Second of all, what did they think would happen? Like, what? I'm playing it. Let me play it again.
I fully support General Ironwood's plan.
The Grimm should have destroyed our enemies, not made them friends!
Wait.
The Grimm are the common enemy. They're the common foe. They came because you spread it. They came because of the widespread panic. That's why they came. Ironwood and Robin are coming together because he told her the truth about everything because these dopes turned off the heat, which caused the panic. So I'm confused here. How did they not know this was a possibility? Of course, the Grimm could potentially bring everyone together. against a common enemy, a common foe, a common problem that everyone hates. So I'm confused by why Tyrian is so shocked that the Grimm brought them together. Was that the plan? The plan was to have the Grimm come here and destroy destroy them? Well, they had to have known that this was a possibility here. I mean, I'm confused by this line, but above all else, the line is super corny. It's a really super corny, campy line that some people love, but me, it stuck out like a sore thumb. How corny that line was. Let me play it one more time. Let's play this one more time. Wait. Doesn't want to play.
I fully support General Ironwood's plan.
The Grimm should have destroyed our enemies, not made them friends!
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got no words for that. Oh, look, Dashy's in the stream. What's up? Thanks for popping in. No worries. The stream will be here for everyone to watch later. The Grimm were going to destroy our enemies, not make them friends. Like, what the Grimm going to do? Come out and say kumbaya? Kumbaya, my lord. Like, what does he mean by make them friends? I mean, this is hilarious. This isn't on the level of only, but it's up there. Now, let's move on from Tyrian yelling like a crazy person. So this one, it was obvious to me that Ironwood was trying to set them up.
And for those of you in Sector 17, I'll be seeing you personally.
I do have an idea.
So Robin gives out her location in an attempt to lure in the enemy. It was obvious at this point, right?
I'm withdrawing.
I don't mind Tyrian falling for Robin's trap because honestly, he's not very bright. So yeah, that was fine. But Watts shouldn't.
I'll be seeing you personally.
Let me play it again.
I do have an idea.
That was fine, but Robin shouldn't have fell for it. But
And for those of you in Sector 17, I'll be seeing
well, not
you
Robin,
personally.
I do have an idea.
Tyrion can fall for it. Watts shouldn't have fell for it. That's what I'm saying. Tyrion can be a dumbass, but Watts is supposed to be smart. He shouldn't have fell for Ironwood's trap because it's obvious to me that he's setting them up. But yeah, Tyrion fell for Robin's lure, and Watts fell for Ironwood's shit too. So both of them are being set up to be ambushed or trapped in some way. We'll see what they do later on in the discussion. All right, let's move on to this.
I can't believe those idiots beat us here. Vacua was supposed to be the next target.
Really, Cinder? Really? You can't believe it. You can't believe that they beat you here. Did you watch Volume 6? Did you watch all the bullshit you guys did in Volume 6? You stared at the damn rock face for a whole chapter. You fought for no reason. It was a reason, but then you like completely just swept it on the rug. I mean, you did nothing for a whole volume, so of course they beat you there. Of course, Salem doesn't trust you to get the job done. You keep failing. You failed at the damn at the Fallout Beacon. Really, in terms of like, well, according to Salem, she didn't fail, but I think she failed because she got bested by RWBY, and she failed miserably at the Battle of Haven. So of course Salem would send Tyrion and Watts because she can't really trust you to complete this redemption arc you got going on here. So of course they beat you here. You're Cinder. You're the worst character in the show, and you need help in the writing department. So after she complains about Tyrion and Watts beating her, she says this.
No! We get what I need first. Then we get what we want.
I'm not sure how... So, Cinder wants Neo to take the relic off Oscar. But Neo wants to kill RWBY first. But I'm not sure how they know what the relic looks like anyway. Because if you remember, these two have never seen the relic, as far as we know. So I'm confused as to how Neo knew what the relic looked like. They should have no idea, especially Neo, should have no idea what the relic looks like. And even if you thought you saw the relic, you should be like, there's no way they'd be dumb enough to put the relic on the farm boy. Something as precious and as valuable and as important as the relic, there's no way they put it on the damn farm boy. So maybe that's just an oversized keychain or something. You know? But no, she knew it was the relic somehow. But Cinder better watch her tone. She needs to chill on yelling at Neo.
No! We get what I need first. Then we get what we want.
Has she forgotten that Neo blamed her for what happened to Roman? I hope Neo didn't forget, because that would really piss me off. Neo needs to betray Cinder in some way, or Neo is just as bad and just as worthless as all the other bad characters in the show. Okay, right now I say Neo is a nothing character, but if it turns out that she somehow now forgets that she hates Cinder, because remember, she had 6 to 8 months to think about who was to blame, and she blamed Cinder. So I'm hoping that Neo will eventually betray Cinder in some way in terms of that character. But I don't really care about Neo anyway. So whatever happens with her, whatever happened, it's whatever what happens with her. But if they want me to care about Neo, they had better have her not forget that Cinder is the one that she blames for the death of her man, you know? They definitely forgot. Wow. I'm looking at the chat now. Wait, RWBY has a timeline? Well, sometimes. Depends on when you ask the showrunners. Cinder's reflection on the glass is backwards? What are you talking about? Let me see. I'll look at it later. But I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll look at it later to see what you mean. Even her motives are muddy now. Talking about Neo or Cinder? Most likely they did forget. I hope not. I hope not. I hope not. I would surely hope they did not. Because everyone in RWBY is stupid and smart at the same time. Because of plot. Yeah, exactly. Cinder slips and dies. Wait, so what is Salem's master plan again? What's her goals as a villain? Kayla? That's a good question. She wants the relics. I'm assuming she wants the relics so she can call the gods. She wants the relics to either change the world, or she wants the relics to bring the gods back so they can wipe the world of the humanity. I don't know. We're not 100% sure what's her motivation. All we know is that she hates the gods and she wants to rule the world, kind of. But yeah, she haven't really said her motivations since we saw what she wanted during the Volume 6 illustration by Jen. Oscar versus Neo. Yep, that's coming. Let me play the next. Play the next thing on the docket here. Here we go.
Ironwood's been hiding the Winter Maiden for years. Tonight I'm going to find her.
So they're setting up Winter versus Cinder. It's coming. I have to believe that Winter isn't helping with the Grimm attack because she's guarding the Winter Maiden. Ironwood told her to guard the Winter Maiden. So that's where she is. So when Cinder gets there, you would assume there'll be a confrontation between her and Cinder, and that could be interesting, I think, in terms of a fight sequence, to see what Winter can do to hold off Cinder. So Cinder v Winter could be cool. I just hope that Winter doesn't die, because that would really upset me. And Neo and Oscar is coming as well. Neo would definitely disguise herself as RWBY or something like that, and she'll go up to Oscar to try to take the freaking relic off Oscar. Now, Oscar doesn't know anything about Neo, as far as I know. As far as I know, Oscar does not know anything about Neo, so Oscar could fall for Neo's disguise semblance. But the issue is Neo doesn't talk. So when Oscar tries to talk to RWBY, or Neo disguised as RWBY using her semblance, he'll probably be interested in as to why she's not talking. But I definitely see a situation where Cinder faces Winter, and Oscar will have to confront Neo in some fashion. I don't know whether they'll fight or not, but it'll definitely be a face-to-face coming together of Neo and Oscar very, very soon. Cinder is mad as hell. I suspect Neo might appear as an injured RWBY. That could work. If Neo was smart, she'd do something like that. Sure. Hopefully Oscar dies. Oscar has no chance of dying. If Winter has to kill the Winter Maiden, they won't do that. In an act of desperation to inherit the power, they won't do that. I don't even think they have Winter kill the Winter Maiden or anything like that. The Winter Maiden. I don't think they'll let her do that. But that could be interesting for her character and be pretty dark. But I doubt they go there. So I think she disguised herself as Winter. It'd be smarter, probably, because if you disguise yourself as RWBY, you have to wonder. Oscar might wonder why the hell RWBY is there. So she could go with Winter. That would be smarter. I still think that Oscar should have never existed. A lot of people agree with you. I might agree with you, honestly. Oscar has zero chance of dying. Zero. But I could be wrong. That could be something. That'd be a twist. But I really don't see it. Especially with the whole Rose Garden ship that they apparently are setting up now. I really don't see them killing off Oscar. But who knows? They could do anything, honestly. But we'll see. So Neo is following orders, I guess, from this wench by the name of Cinder.
The general's as predictable as his androids. Threaten what he has, and he'll flock to protect it.
Cinder is awful. I hate everything about her. I don't hate the voice actor. I don't hate Jessica Negrick. It's not her fault. It's the direction. They're telling her to do this. They're telling her to be smug and to talk like that and to sound like that. There's no reason for her to be talking like that to Neo. With that tone of voice, is no point at this point. There's no reason for her to talk like that at this point. This isn't volume 1 or volume 2, okay? Cinder has been through some shit. She's taken some L's. She's fallen and has had to get back up. There's no reason why she should be talking in this type of tone, this overly confident villain, twirl the mustache kind of sound. There's no reason for it.
The general's as predictable as his androids. Threaten what he has, and he'll flock to protect it.
Is really no reason for that at this point. It's just boring, bland, and quite frankly, just bad. I just don't like it. I don't like it. Cinder's awful. I think everyone knows how I feel about Cinder. There's no point beating a dead horse here when it comes to Cinder. She's bad. If only they would give her something to do that's more interesting. You know? Maybe, I mean, we're in volume 5, no backstory, no purpose. It's coming eventually, but by then will anyone care? I don't know. Neo versus Yang? Neo would kick Yang's ass. You would think. Because according to Cinder, Neo got stronger. So even though Yang got stronger, Neo got stronger as well. So yeah. It was better when Cinder couldn't talk. Or I liked Cinder when she couldn't talk. Yeah. Because she actually had a range. Because she had to use her facial expressions instead of her smug voice. Oh well. Let's move on. So next we get to look at Elm's rocket launcher. Her rockets seem to be a bit more effective than the ones from the airships. Her rockets actually hit Grimm. For a change. Whereas usually when I see rockets in the show, they don't do anything. So maybe they need to utilize whatever technology she has in her weapon and use that for the airships. So the airships can actually do something in the show. All right, let's move on to another action sequence with the Grimm. We got a lot of action sequences with with the Grimm in the show. So here we have an Alpha Mega Goliath, something like that. I think it's called a Alpha Mega Goliath. So an Alpha Mega Goliath shows up and Hair, Ruby, Penny decide to take it down. Ruby tries to use her silver eyes, and we're gonna stop right here. We're gonna stop right here when it comes to Ruby's silver eyes, because I need to talk about this now. Last volume, the writers decided to finally bring the silver eyes to the forefront. They decided to bring the silver eyes exposition to the show. It was kind of a big deal for our protagonist. It was a big part of her character growth and her purpose last volume. We are 10 chapters in to volume 7, and she's only now attempting to use her silver eyes. 10 chapters in. 10. There's been no explanation as to why she hasn't used it up to now. Ruby herself hasn't talked about it at all. What gives? Why make the silver eyes a big part of the previous volume and then ignore it now? I don't get it. All they had to do was have one line where Ruby says, like, I would have used my silver eyes, but me and Crow talked about it and we decided not to use it. Or we decided to keep it on the down low. But they made a big deal of it. It's a big part of her character progression last volume, and they're not touching it until now. Why? You could have done it during the Aesop chapter. You could have done it during the montage. You could have done something to at least address what happened in the previous volume, because it was a big deal. I don't get it. Why it's chapter 10 and we're only now seeing her try to use her silver eyes. I don't get it. But maybe that's just me. Let's look at the chat. Do you guys understand why she's only using it now? Do you guys get it? Can you make sense of it? Why they're only now touching on it? They didn't address it at all. The one time they addressed it is when, during the Aesop chapter, when Yang said, you should see, if you think that's interesting, or if you think that's cool, you should see what she does with her eyes. It made a joke of it, like a quick joke. But Ruby herself has not addressed it or talked about it at all. Because of plots. Only now. Only? Yeah, only now. I get that she didn't master it, but she didn't use it. She didn't even talk about it. Like, what gives? I don't mind her not like it, for people who says, for the people who are saying she didn't master it, that's fine. For people who says she didn't want to focus on it, that's fine. I'm talking about the lack of addressing it, not acknowledging it at all. I have no problem with her not using it. That's fine. If she doesn't want to use it, perfectly fine. Write it into the story. Tell us a line. Like, it doesn't take a long exposition. Just one line. I'm not using it because of this. Boom. There. Then no one would ask, or no one would wonder why she's not talking about it if they just took the time to address it once. Just once. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it. Exactly. Super chat. There are 3 elephant Grimm. Elm hits through 2. Where's the third? What now? There's 3 of them? Maybe it's run around the corner. I have to look at it. I don't remember what happens right after the scenes. I don't remember what happens right before or after the scene. I have to look at it later. But yeah, I'll look into that later. I didn't know there was 3 at the time. I have to look at it later just to see what you're talking about. Thanks for the super chat. I'll definitely look into it. I didn't notice it. There were 3. Okay, I'll take your guys' word for it. There were 3. Maybe the third one popped up. I don't remember what happens right after that scene, so I don't know if one of them just ran away. I don't know. There are 3 running. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna look into it right now and see what the hell happened. Let me see for a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna look at it right now. I'm curious to see what happened there. Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at the scene now. Blake's looking confused. Three of them, right? I see. There's 3. Elm steps up, or her semblance uses her rocket launchers, and she shoots, and it hits 2 of them. Where the hell's the third one? Oh my god! How did I not notice that? Good eye. You're right. I just confirmed it. You guys are completely right. 3 of them run up, and only 2 of them get hit. Jeez Louise. Wow. You guys are right. there's only 2 of them when she shoots her grenade launcher, but the 3 running at her. Wow. Those one of those things where you let slide, I guess, because it's not really a big deal in terms of the story. But really, what the hell happened to the third one? That's funny. The third one disappeared or teleported like Raven. That's funny. Yeah, there are definitely 3 Goliaths running, and only 2 got hit. That's funny. Good catch. That's the beauty of doing these streams, these live streams. You can like let me know something and that I didn't even know about. Yeah, there's 3 of them. So RWBY tries to use her silver eyes and fails miserably. She fails to activate her silver eyes. What, did she not practice during the training montage earlier this volume? So let me get this straight. She worked on improving her semblance, but not her eyes. What a fool. You would think if you realized you had a superpower, you would try to activate it, you try to work on it, but she didn't try to use it at all during the montage and didn't work on it at all while in Mantle. So of course she fails miserably because she hasn't been practicing. This is why this is stupid. See, had they acknowledged earlier in the volume why she wasn't using it, I would have been okay with this. But because they waited till chapter 10 and they didn't talk about it until now, I have to assume RWBY is a dummy. You see what I'm going? going with this? You see how this happens? Do you see where I'm coming from with this? That's the issue. She's being a fool. So the next hit, well, let me make sure you guys agree with me. Let's see if you guys agree. Maybe you guys disagree. Only, what the F? She only trains with one fighting skill. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a missed opportunity with her semblance. Or her silver eyes, not to mention it. Makes the last volume kind of feel empty. You know, RWBY is so dumb. Looking at the chat. Improve her semblance, aka just show one example of her doing something. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're completely right. She didn't really improve her semblance that I saw. She did something that she did back in the freaking Volume 4 trailer, character short, and she was shocked that she could do it. Or Neo, or not Neo, but Oscar's like, can you do that before? Yeah, she done that before, dude. She done it before. Way back in Volume 4, she did it. So, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, RWBY is, yeah. We'll leave RWBY alone for now. Let's move on. So next, the Alpha Grimm sends Penny flying. Which is kind of funny.
Penny, are you okay? Ouch! Those tusks sure are dangerous.
What the hell was that? What was that? Like, Penny goes flying, and RWBY's worried for some reason. I don't know what she thought. I mean, she's a robot. Remember RWBY? She's a robot. Like, I don't know what. We can play it again. Because it's weird scene. It's a weird scene. It's a weird movie.
Penny, are you okay? Ouch! Those tusks sure are dangerous.
Ouch? Did this chick really say ouch? What was the point of that scene? What? Are they just confirming that RWBY was stupid to think she was hurt? What was the point of that moment? I don't get it. Like, what was the point of that? Like, I get, like, right after this, RWBY tells her the plan, but my question is, why even have that scene? Like, what did it accomplish? What was the point of it? She just went flying, and she's like, ouch. That was dangerous. Like, what was the, am I off? Like, this is weird. It's a weird scene. Like, this felt out of nowhere. Like, I'm confused by this. Like, is that supposed to mean what they're trying to say? RWBY cares about, she cares so much that she ran out. Like, I don't understand what the point of the scene. Like, what were they going for? Of course she's perfectly fine. Like, why would she be hurt because of that? She's been through worse. They Grimm sent her flying. What, she thought she was broken in half? Come on, RWBY, she's a robot. Like, what was the point of? And then she's like, ouch. That was dangerous. Like, what? This is weird. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. It's a weird scene. It's a weird scene. And this has been RWBY and Penny's conversations all volume, right? This has been the depth of their conversations. Just too soon. This is it. This has been the depth of it. These nonsensical.
Penny, are you okay? Ouch!
These
Those
pointless,
sure are
nonsensical,
dangerous.
surface level conversations is what they've been doing all volume. And this is supposed to be her best friend, the woman who was crying or in a state of shock, was having a mental conniption when she thought that her friend had died. Now this volume, they've been having these surface level conversations that don't mean anything and don't grow the characters at all. This bond is supposed to be an important part of the show. You know, it's a ship, right? It's nuts and bolts. It's a whole ship. And this has been kind of disappointing. Well, really, not kind of, really disappointing. I really don't know what to say about this relationship between RWBY and Penny. weird scene after weird scene after pointless scene after pointless scene, not talking about what happened. Just a real disappointment. And for all those people who said, "Hey Vexed, you were jumping the gun on that Penny video," well, here you go. Here it is. This is what they have for you. Right here. This.
Penny! Are you okay? Ouch! Those tusks sure are dangerous.
There you have it. Right there. Anyway, so RWBY has a plan, like always. She has a plan to take down the massive Grimm that requires Penny to use the Kamehameha wave. Straight out of Dragon Ball Z. It works to perfection. It's amazing just how fast RWBY can come up with these plans. She really is special. She truly is a special huntress. Just don't turn off the lights, because if you do, she'll just sit there and do absolutely nothing. But this scene is cool. I think it's a cool sequence. I like it. Not bad. Not bad at all. What are your thoughts on the takedown of the Alpha Goliath here by Penny and RWBY? Did you like it? RWBY's afraid of the dark, maybe. According to chapter 6, she is. RWBY is a shonen protagonist after all. BS on that plan from RWBY there here. It was okay, nonsensical, pretty good. It was pretty creative. I'm reading the chats here, guys. Yep. Penny's laser wouldn't be able to push against the Grimm because her lasers are not mass and can't carry kinetic energy. I seriously doubt. You know how they're gonna write themselves out of that? They'll just say, "Well, this is RWBY, the world of RWBY," and yeah, not like the real world. So don't think about it. That's what they're gonna tell you. That was clean. It was too convoluted. The scene was meh. I don't feel the friendship here. I don't either. RWBY's hair looks cool as fuck. I agree with you. I like RWBY's hair now. I like it. It's a cool look. I agree with you. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. Okay, let's move on. It seemed like you guys are mixed on this. I thought it was okay. That was cool. All right, so let's move on. So the crowd goes wild after they take down the Alpha Goliath, right? They're thrilled. They trust Penny again, the protector of Mantle. Good. Now we can put the framing of Penny behind us and not talk about it ever again. Let's never talk about that ever again. All right? It's over. Let's put it behind us. No, we're not gonna talk about the framing anymore. Chapter 6 never happened. So, like I said before, Tyrian does indeed fall for Ironwood's trap, and Robin's trap by extension. When she goes after Robin, Crow and Clover are there, which is interesting. That's an interesting choice. 3-on-1. One thing that needs to be said: Robin's weapon is trash. I mean, there has to be more to this weapon, right? Or is this really it? Her weapon has to transform into something. This weapon is pathetic. Tyrian caught the damn arrow like it was nothing. There's got to be more to her weapon than this. It has to be. I mean, it has to be something besides this, because weapon is whack if not. She has the wackest weapon in RWBY if that's the case. So I'm hoping there's something else going on with her weapon. It transforms or flips into something else. But she may not need a advanced or cool weapon to take down Tyrian, because as you can see here, it's a 3-on-1. Now, this is hardly a fair fight, so they need to get rid of Clover somehow, right? We saw in the intro fight that Clover is not there. And look at the intro. Robin and Crow are fighting Tyrian, but Clover is not there. So they have to get rid of him somehow. Will he run off to go help Ironwood or Oscar? Maybe. They better not make him a antagonist out of nowhere, because that would make no sense at this stage. Just don't do it. Don't do it. How dumb would that be for them to pull a Oscar as an antagonist at this point? It would make no sense for the story, considering the fact that Clover has known all about Amity for the longest time now, and if he did, he would have told Tyrian and Watts about it a long time ago if he was working for the bad guys. So I don't know, maybe he'll just run off to go help Oscar or help the Winter Maiden or something, but he better not be an antagonist at this point. I thought Clover would have gonna be a flip to the dark side at some point, but at this point it's too late. So just don't do that. Don't let him be a bad guy. Just have him run off to go help Oscar or something like that, please, for the love of God. Tyrian will die in Volume 7. I'm glad you said that, Toby, because I agree with you. Or it's a strong chance. Oh, you think her weapon changes into a saw? That would kind of be too similar to that would be too similar to Marrow. Cause Marrow weapon kind of turns into a saw, kind of, you know. Clover betrayal incoming. It better not. It better not. Or at least not be connected to the. It better not be connected to the what word I'm looking for to Salem. Maybe Clover's working for Papa Schnee. Maybe he got paid off by Papa Schnee or something. I don't know, but he better not be working for Salem, because if he was, then the whole volume is complete trash and none of it makes sense. But as far as Tyrian goes, he's the most likely to die this volume. Most of the time in fiction, if you want to know who's gonna die, just look at who's been killing innocent people on screen. It's a dead giveaway. What writers do when they're getting ready to kill off an antagonist, they'll have that character kill on screen. That way, when it's time to kill the character, the audience is okay with it, because we feel, oh, that character is getting what they deserve. They're a murderer, so it's just justice, and they're getting what they deserve, you know? That's usually what happens. You go look at all your favorite animation, all your favorite television shows. Not all the time, but usually when a character dies, when an antagonist dies, it's usually right after they kill someone, or the person that dies first is usually the person that's murdering people on screen the most. It's a dead giveaway. If Tyrian doesn't die this volume, he'll die the next volume, but definitely he's gonna die. He's doing too much killing, and that's usually how that goes. The character that kills gets killed off. But these writers could do anything. But I'm pretty sure Clover will go off to help someone, and Tyrian will die first. I think Tyrian will die before Watts dies. Thick Roman, what's up? Robin Hill uses her arrows just like Robin Hood. Oh my god, no way. Great weapon. Projectiles like arrows and guns work in RWBY every time. Only pure. I know, right? Cinder is better with the arrow than freaking let me take that back. Cinder is way better with an arrow than Robin. Way better. And her weapon is more mechanical. And she's still better with arrows than freaking Robin is, apparently. Robin's weapon is trash. And thanks for the super chat, by the way. Thick Roman. Appreciate it. It's way better than freaking Robin right now. her weapons that actually do damage. And can't be caught. As far as I know, you can't catch Cinder's weapon in the hand because it's blow up. Or something like that, right? Cinder cheats with arrows. How does she cheat? Actual bows are greater than crossbows. In this show, I agree. RWBY can turn Salem into rock with her silver eyes. That would be anticlimactic. Tyrian is going to die before getting that arc booty. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, yeah. I think she will. I think she will. Or it's not she, he will. Tyrion's a dude. The Clover fighting Tyrian is actually Neo. Wow. That would be kind of far-fetched. Because Clover is talking. And Neo doesn't talk, remember? Man. That'd be funny, though. But no, Neo doesn't talk. Let's move on. So Watts walks right into Ironwood's trap. Like a dummy. Ironwood could have taken him out before revealing himself, but then we wouldn't get this awesome fight scene next chapter, right? A lot of the times characters are dumb to set up a cool fight scene, you would hope. So as long as the fight scene between Watts and Ironwood is cool, I don't mind the fact that Ironwood didn't just take him out without him noticing. You know, he could have easily took him out because Watts was not the wiser at all. He had no idea what was going on. But as long as the next chapter is good with the fight sequence, that I don't mind Ironwood's decision here. His decision to do nothing and to let himself be known, to out himself. He could have taken him out easy. What if Tyrion would have showed up too? Because remember, Ironwood was not. He didn't know that Tyrion wasn't going to show up there. So what if freaking Watts and Tyrion would have showed up? That would have been crazy. Anyway, let's move on. Hopefully the next fight, the fight between these characters is good. Hopefully.
It wasn't finished. It was bait.
What, did that play all the way? Let's see. Let me play this again.
It wasn't finished. It was bait.
Yeah, duh. Of course it was bait. Gosh, come on now. The fact that he really thought that no one's gonna be there, it'd be him alone, is pretty crazy. He should have at least assumed that something was gonna be there. You know, some kind of trap. He should have accounted for that, but apparently not. Oh well. So we have the showdown, the ultimate showdown between Watts and Ironwood. And Watts can manipulate Amity Coliseum, which I will allow. I'm good with that. Again, I'm fine with this as long as it makes the next fight good or awesome. I'm okay with that. If the next fight is cool, and chapter 11 fight is cool, then fine. I'm good with all of this. If it's not, then I'm gonna complain about some of this crap. But all in all, it's fine. I don't care that he can manipulate. I don't care that the freaking Amity Coliseum still works in terms of the freaking arena. I don't care that it still works as long as the freaking fight sequence next chapter is good. Now let me show you guys this. You gotta give credit where credit is due, you know. You have to give props where props is due. This freaking scene here, this 360 Michael Bay shot here, is pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's pretty dope. The whole swinging of the whole way the camera swings around all the way slowly. I think it's a really cool shot here. It might be one of my favorite shots of the entire volume, I have to say. All the ground is raising around him as the camera circles. It's cool. It's really cool. I had to break it up into 2 shots here, the top and the bottom. But this is just one long sequence. I think it's really cool. It's a good shot. It's pretty. It's really pretty. What say you? Gotta pick up my son while I drive only? Thank you, Roman. Appreciate it. No, Michael Bay does it all the time. Michael Bay loves those shots. I'm joking when I say Michael Bay, right? Michael Bay does do the shots all the time. Especially in Bad Boys. In Bad Boys 2 or Bad Boys 1. One of those. It's not. I'm not saying it's specific to Michael Bay. I'm just saying Michael Bay does this a lot. I'm calling it a Michael Bay shot, but I'm not saying he's the only one who does this. I'm just saying he does. He likes to do this. All right. Oh man. But it's a cool shot. I like this shot a lot. It's cool. Ironwood knew that Watts was there and had dealt with him previously, so understood how he works and predicted that he would double down on the chaos with the Tyrian and try to take over Amity. Yeah, I have no problem with Ironwood tricking them. I have a problem with Watts not realizing that it could be a freaking trap. That's the problem. That's the issue I have. I'm good with Ironwood's plan. I just thought that Watts should have known a little bit better, because us the audience, a lot of us knew obviously it was a trap. So I would hope that the characters are smart as well sometimes, you know? I wish Bay directed this. Michael Bay. Hey, we're gonna get the Michael Bay explosions in the next chapter. Don't worry. Watts is an average warrior, but a brilliant scientist. Yeah, it's interesting that they made Watts a fighter. We'll see how good of a fighter he is, because he should just be a freaking scientist. I'd be interested to see if they let him go toe to toe with Ironwood. That would be kind of weird. It may be kind of weird to see him go toe to toe with Ironwood, but we'll see how they handle that fight. Atlas better fall. That's next volume, buddy. Not this volume, I think. Because according to the writers, according to what I've heard, there'll be an Atlas for all of next volume as well, I think. This volume is for Mantle, and volume 8 will be for Atlas. Thanks again for the super chat, Roman. Keep your eyes on the road, though. Keep your eyes on the road. Just listen. Be safe out there. Yeah, sure, but given Watts' arrogance and that he also had past experiences with Ironwood, he might have tried to anticipate him and failed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what you have to believe. Yeah, I just thought that he was so sure that no one would be there, and you know, I just thought that was interesting, because me, the viewer, I thought it was obvious that it was a trap. That's all. All right, let's get these shots off the screen. What's next? I think we're coming to the end of this. All right, so we get to see this cool, very cool weapon from Watts, right? This cool revolver, an awesome looking revolver here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Look like it might be dust powered, maybe. It looks cool. Again, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how they handle this fight between him and Ironwood, and how it goes, because this fight may make or break this volume. If this fight is trash, people might not like this volume at all. It's possible. If it's good, people could say, "Wow, this volume really turned out really great," depending on how this fight goes. Because really, the chapter 11 fight, I don't know whether you guys have noticed it, but the chapter 11s have become a running trend. It's been a running trend with the chapter 11, with the chapter 11s. They have like a fight sequence, a big fight sequence in every one of them. Like in chapter 6, or not chapter 6, in volume 6 we had what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, we had the whole fight with Blake fighting Adam, and we had the fight with Cordovan. In volume 5 we had the Battle of Haven in chapter 11. You know, so they've been doing this whole big action sequence, these big set pieces in these big action sequences in chapter 11. So we'll see how this one goes. If it's good, awesome. I think we're getting two simultaneous fights. We're gonna get this fight and Crow and Robin versus Tyrian. So we'll see how that goes. If they're good and well animated, awesome. If not, boy, this volume has a problem. Okay, so final thoughts on this chapter. I thought it was better than the last chapter. The chapter sets the stage for the volume's end. It sets up a lot of fights, and I think it'll be full go from here. The pacing should be non-stop from this point. The next chapter will carry us right into the finale, I believe. So buckle up, I guess. Overall, I thought it was fine. It kind of reminded me of the chapter 10 of volume 3. Like a lot of Grimm fights, and setting up the big 1v1 fights in chapter 11. So it's a standard chapter 11 setup fight. Well, it's a chapter 11 setup chapter, I think. You know, we'll see how good chapter 11 is, because this is what they're setting up. A lot of stuff. They're setting up Winter v Cinder. They're setting up Neo v Oscar. They're setting up, obviously, Crow and Robin versus Tyrian, and they're setting up Weiss versus Ironwood. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be optimistic for now. Oh boy, what are your thoughts, guys? 10 out of 7, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 6 out of 10. During the speech with Ironwood, Robin is off screen when he's talking about the tower. So he's lying, it's working, but you don't see the lying hand. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. When he said the anime Coliseum was Oh, I see. You're saying that Watts didn't think there was anyone be there. He didn't think the security would be there because he thought he was telling the truth because they were holding hands. Ah, I see. I did not think about that. Fair point. So you're saying, well, I'm speaking for you, but you're saying that the reason why Watts believed that he was telling the truth because he couldn't see his hand, and he assumed that they were still holding hands and telling the truth. Gotcha. Meh. Only out of 10. 5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. That's a fair point. I didn't think about that. No, I'll leave Watts alone then. I'll leave Watts alone. He still could have thought, maybe he's trying to fool me, but okay. I guess if you really believe that they were still telling the truth, I can understand why he would have go there by himself, with assuming that no one would be there. Fine, fair enough. That's giving it too much credit. Given what happened during the 2 out of 10. Wow. 4 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Overall, the chapter was meh. This whole entire volume has been kind of meh. We can go from meh to really good, depending on how the next 4 chapters go. Or is it 3? 10. Next 3 chapters go. But we can go from really good, not really good. We can go from good to bad, depending on how this goes. Hopefully, for their sake, it's good. because I don't like saying that RWBY volumes are bad. I don't. Contrary to what people believe. Winter Maiden is Cinder's mom. No. That's a horrible idea. It's an okay volume. If you ignore the fights, it's really bad. Yeah, the fights have been saving this volume for a little bit. If it wasn't for the fights, this volume would be very disappointing and very bland. You're right. You're absolutely right. The fights are covering up some of the bad, honestly. It's really mediocre. It's a really mediocre volume. Can you tell me how I got this person asking how I got the logo to float? This is a product of I'm using a program called Camtasia, and Camtasia has that feature. But I'm sure all video editing software has something like this. I'm sure. But yeah, this is the feature of Camtasia, but I'm sure other stuff have it. There's ways to do it, I'm sure. But I'm using Camtasia. What else? There are only fights. I agree. They won't return to Vale until volume 11? Maybe. No, because they gotta go to Vacuo. They'll spend at least two volumes in Vacuo, I would think. So we probably won't see Vale until volume 12, I would think. If Cinder loses to Winter, I'm gonna die. I hope Winter doesn't die. I really hope Cinder does not kill Winter, but that's just me. Who do you think should be the new Winter Maiden? Not Neo. Not Weiss or Winter. No, what? I think Cinder should get it. Just give it to Cinder. You might as well. Let Cinder have a win. She's been failing miserably. Let her have a win. Let her get the Winter Maiden powers as well. I don't want to see another Maiden v Maiden fight. I don't want to see another Maiden fight with Cinder involved. I don't. So let Cinder get the power, I guess. I don't know. John's hair out of 10? Yikes. Wait, do you like John's hair? No. Judging by your emoji, thick Roman, I assume that you do not like John's hair. So I'll take that as a meh to bad. RWBY and Penny's fight against the Mammoth Grimm was universe breaking. And a Grimm disappeared at the end of the Yang and Blake sequence. Huh. What do you mean by universe breaking? RWBY will never reach the end as the lead animator has left. What do you mean? You mean Kim? Who's the lead animator that left? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Though. What's even the benefit of having multiple maiden powers? There is none. I don't think. She's just more OP. A lot of people want to see Neo get it. I don't want to see Neo get it because then we'll have to see another Maiden v Maiden fight. I don't want to see another Cinder Maiden v Maiden fight. I don't. I really don't. I think I don't. Maybe it'll be good. I think I don't. But we'll see. Who shoots first between who? Who shoots first between who? NK. You can open multiple doors to get the relics. What are you guys talking about? Penny had a Kamehameha wave. Yeah, she did. That's what I called it. All the maidens have the exact same power. Yeah, which is stupid. Good point. That is stupid. They should have had different powers. Ah, my gosh. I don't know what they were thinking. So dumb. See, now, if they had different powers, then you could understand Cinder getting two sets of power. Then that could be interesting. But now she's getting doubled up with the same power, so it's not really interesting at all. See what happens, guys? See what happens? You gotta think before you write. It should have been season Pacific. It should have been different powers for each season. When are we gonna get a neophyte? I mean, that's the only thing people care about. That's the only thing I care about. That's the only reason I like the character. I like the way she fights. Get her to fight soon. That'll make me happy. That'll put a smile on my face. Neo fighting. I like Neo fighting. She's not a character. She's nothing character, but I like her fighting. I'm on record as saying the maiden powers are a mistake. Complete mistake. Should never have happened. Why didn't they just give the power of the relics to a specific maiden? I don't know. Cinder is the Winter Maiden's mom. Why do you keep saying that? Okay, let me ask a question. Why do you guys believe that the Winter Maiden is Cinder's mom? Why do you guys keep saying that? Am I missing something here? Is that a spoiler? Dun dun dun. Where are you guys getting this from? Is this speculation or is it confirmed? Are you guys spoiling me right now? You guys are trolling me right now. Penny's... Wait, let me go back and catch that. Penny's lasers didn't work when using them against the Grimm body, but Ruby's scythe did. It's tanked a Grimm gigantic laser beam without a problem, but a smaller one managed to melt its tusk. I guess they're implying that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that doesn't really make much sense. I see what you're saying. You're saying that Grimm, if the smaller beam could hurt the tusk, then the big massive beam should have killed the damn Grimm. I gotcha. Fair point. That's a fair point. Oh man. I hope they don't kill off Winter. Alright guys. I think it's time to... I think that big yawn was a indication I probably need to get off this stream. Thank you guys for joining me for this discussion. Chapter 11 will be a big chapter. A big chapter. It will make... You could argue that it will make or break this volume. Because a lot of people think it's meh already. A lot of people think it's just average or just kind of blah. So if chapter 11 is bad, oh boy. Oh boy. Now if it's good, people might warm up to this volume. They have 3... If they finish strong, they'll be in good shape. I think they'll be in decent shape if they finish strong. You know? You just gotta... stick the landing here, and maybe people won't be as disappointed, and they won't think it's as bland as they think it is right now. Because a lot of people think it's just meh. So hopefully, this chapter that's coming up tomorrow lights the fire of the fandom. It makes sense, and characters aren't doing stupid shit, you know. But thank you guys for joining the stream. As always, I will leave you with this.
It's a cartoon.
It already happened.
Of course, it's a cartoon.
No, but seriously, like Bumblebee, y'all.
That's for the shippers, and last but certainly not least,
Stuff and RWBY has been planned since the very beginning.
So they say. Have a good night, guys. Remember, next chapter tomorrow is huge. It's going to be important. It's got to be good. We'll see how it goes. Later, guys. Thanks so much.